The movie begins with Jason, who is the main person in the movie. He is arguing with his parents about his school grades. They are poor and their friends are not good. Then we saw him with another student selling his drugs to him. This was the same thing his brother, Michael, used to sell before he went to jail. After the bell rings, the new teacher, Leela, says hello and tells them she will be their new English teacher. That night after her class, Andrew said hello to her and she replied, "You can call me Leela." That night, she called her mom and said everything was going well. Jason gets into trouble with his mom for coming home late. Jason's mom is afraid that he will be like his brother Michael. After school, Jason asked her to help him with his essay about his life. She asked her students to write an essay about their personal life to help her get to know them better. But then Jason asked her, "What about you? We don't know you." She asked him, "What do you want to know?" And then he quickly left the classroom. While she was chasing after him, she bumped into Sean. He told her not to bother with him because he's not worth it. Leela says she needs to help him because it's her job, and he asked for help with the essay. Sean hopes that she does well with it. The next day, he shows his essay to the class, and Leela thinks he did a great job. After class, he stayed and she said she sees talent and potential in him. She thinks he can do better in his classes. That night, Leela has some papers in her hands, and it looks like she is getting a divorce. The next morning, Jason rides his bike to school, Andrew and Leela, and they plan to meet up that night. In class, Jason is not paying attention. Leela sees that he is not focused and talks to him about it after the lesson. He said his parents make him feel stressed, so he doesn't turn out like his brother Michael. Leela said she can teach him more for 30 minutes every day, and he is excited about it. He gives his homework to the teacher. That night, Leela and Andrew are at a bar and having a great time. Jason is still in the bar, watching her every move. She was drunk and tired, so Andrew got her a taxi to go home. He was disappointed because he thought she would do more. The next day at lunch, she saw Jason leaving school, and he didn't come to her class. She was angry because he missed her class, and he promised he wouldn't do it again. He pleaded with her to keep it a secret because it would get him in big trouble. She promised not to tell because it wouldn't help anyone. During this process, he held her hand in a romantic way, but she pushed him away and said he was just teasing her. That night it's raining and she's talking to her mom when Jason shows up at her door looking really hurt. She stops talking to her mom and helps him right away. She wants to know what happened to him, but he won't say anything and gets angry instead. As he's about to go, she asks him if he wants a ride. On their way home, he asks her to stop at a pretty spot and tries to kiss her to make her feel attracted to him. She refuses, gets into the car, and takes him home. Once they got there, she told him that the teacher and student should not let this happen again. Afterwards, he gets out of the car and feels mad. The next day at school, they all act like they don't see each other. One day, Jason's mom looked through his school books while cleaning and noticed that his grades were getting much better. She finds him looking at Leela's pictures on his phone and asks him how he's doing it. He tells her it's because of the new teacher at school. She feels interested and also happy because her son had never done so well before. After a while, Leela and Andrew kiss again at the bar, but he asks too many questions about her past. She doesn't want to talk about it because it makes her feel uneasy. Jason is still at the bar that night. When the woman goes to the bathroom, he follows her. When she comes out, she runs into Jason. Some kind of connection happens between them, but she is able to control her feelings while sitting with Andrew. He asked for more drinks, but she is not paying attention. She makes up an excuse about her mom and goes away. Sean is at the bar and decides to hang out with Andrew since they are both there. Jason bangs on Leela's door and she knows it's a bad idea, but she still lets him in. They spend the night together. The next day at school, Leela told Jason that everything between them was now finished. "We should be good friends." Jason said yes to her and promised to give her a gift before things go back to normal. Later, he asked her to close her eyes and gave her a necklace to wear. She was very happy. That night, she tells her mom that she met someone who is younger. The mom is happy for her, but she doesn't tell her that he is her teacher. The next day, Jason secretly hides in her car and they happily go somewhere for a picnic. She tells him that she was married before and that her ex-husband was very violent. Jason says he won't hurt hurt her and won't take pictures. Even though she knew it was a bad idea, she still took the pictures because she is in love. One day, Jason's mom found pictures on his phone while she was cleaning his room. Afterwards, when she visited Jason's new teacher at school to show gratitude for her work, she recognized that she was the person in the pictures with her son. She became mad and told her to stop whatever she thinks she has with her son. Just before she goes, the principal sees something wrong with Jason's mom and Leela. Leela said she was happy that her son's grades were getting better, even though she had received a call. When Jason came home that night, he got into an argument with his mother because of something she did. He told his mom that he loves her and asked her to not worry about their age difference. He stormed out of the house, but his dad was trying to protect him in some way. At the same time, Leela decides to call her mom and tell her. Her mom gets really mad because she's worried Leela might go to jail. Jason went to see her, but she didn't want to see him. They got into a fight and she told him to leave her house. A little later, she was sitting on her couch, drinking tea and thinking about things when a note was pushed under her door. She saw that it was from Jason, apologizing and telling her how much he loves her. She opens the door. He gives her flowers. They hug each other. Jason wants to go away with her and she's considering it. Later, as she is driving to school, Jason meets up with her in the schoolyard and asks her if she has thought about it. Andrew is watching and sees Jason holding Leela's hand. He feels jealous because a student has won Leela's attention instead of him. That night, Leela is in the classroom by herself when Andrew attacks her. Jason finds her at home, feeling very unwell, and she tells him all about what happened at school. The next day at school, Jason is still mad about what Andrew did to Leela, so he gets into a fight with him. The police take him away and arrest him, which makes Leela feel guilty. Jason's mom gets him away from the police, and Leela is waiting outside to talk to him, but Jason's mom won't allow it. Jason's mother told Leela to leave her son alone and go back to where she came from. She says she just wants to know how he's doing because he's not coming to the next classes, and it makes Leela feel even more guilty. She called Andrew to meet with him. She told him not to report Jason to the police for hurting her, or else she would also get him in trouble for it. She told him to quit the school, and he had to because he had no other option. Afterwards, Jason got to go back to school. Leela chose to leave town without him, and he started crying. The movie ends here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe our channel.